Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. It is Tumbler Day. This one is going to be for my Valentine season. This is for me for the next 6 weeks, maybe after, I don't know. It's going to be a peekaboo tumbler, and I am going to do hearts peeking out from underneath. And underneath, I'm going to do these two glitters. So this one is called Pinky Keen, and this one is called Chunky Opal. So these two are going to be going on this tumbler with the tack it method. That is this glue. You've seen me do it multiple times. So all I've done so far is I've scratched the surface with sandpaper, cleaned it off with alcohol, and I filled in this bottom recess portion with UV resin. The next thing I'm going to do is take this, what is this called? The Matte Hot Pink by Krylon, because it goes the best with this. So if I miss a spot with the glitter, the pink will cover that up on the bottom portion, because we're not going to see a whole lot of the bottom. We're going to see some of it by the peekaboo hearts coming through, but not that much. So I'm going to spray paint it, and then we'll move on to the tack it method. Okay, I'm spinning this. I spray painted it and let it dry on the turner. I didn't do the best spray paint job, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up. Oops. I'm using tack it over and over, and I'm doing a 50-50 water to glue mixture that I keep in this little thing. And this is the little brush that I use to put it on. Everything I use will be linked below, but you know, use whatever you have. Sorry, I'm in a different spot in my room. I have other things going on, so I have to kind of maneuver around a few things to be right over here. So all I'm going to do is just put this on, especially, don't forget the bottom. And this glue dries tacky. It dries clear and tacky. And generally, most people use it on tumblers to do like holographic glitter, to lay your glitter down flat. I'm not using holographic today, but I still want my glitter to lay down flat, because the flatter your glitter lays, the less resin you have to put on, the less sanding there is to do. I know you can't see this whole thing, I'm sorry. I will try to fix that in just a second. So just do your glue and then let it dry on your turner. 2 coats. And I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but definitely 2 coats of glitter. And the brush marks with that kind of brush are minimal. That's why I use it, and it spreads a wider place on your cup. So I'm just going to put this back on the turner, let it spin until it's dry. It doesn't take long, maybe 20 minutes. I'm going to do it again, and then I'll come back and do the glitter. So I don't need to show you both times doing glue, because you kind of got the gist of it. You guys are all so smart. I don't even probably have to explain half the stuff I explain. But because you're not here to tell me to stop, that's what I do. All right, I'll be back in a sec. I am ready to put some glitter on, and the nice thing about this is I've been gone a few hours. You don't have to do this immediately when you put the glue on. So I put on 2 coats, and then I left, and it's just going to stay tacky until you get to it. So I'm going to start with the opal one, and I'm just going to kind of randomly do it everywhere, because I don't want as much opal as I do the pink. Although the opal would probably just look good by itself, because I am doing a pink, but no, I'm going to stick to my original plan. Trying not to deviate from what I told ya. So just put it everywhere you want it. This one's probably going to lay down by itself because I'm putting it on so scarcely. And then look at how beautiful that is. Can you see it? Probably not. I love opal. Keep your glitter, put it back in your container. And then I'm going to just dump the pink on for the rest of it. so it'll stick everywhere the other one did not. And I'm probably going to run out. I'll have to just collect it and redo it because I didn't have a whole lot in here. I used it for another project today. So just collect it if you ran out, put it back in your jar and do it again. I have a feeling this glitter is going to get used a lot this season. Well, by me anyway. Okay, so I think it's everywhere. Not that it matters because, like I said, we are just going to cover most of this with spray paint for the peekaboo style. Okay, now just take your hand and rub it down and it will lay flat. See how rough that is? There is no way I would ever want to resin over that. First of all, it would take a ton of resin and a lot of sanding. So just rub your hand on it. It lays flat. Go around your edges, get all that off. And it is ready to resin. There's no more waiting. And there it is. Super pretty. All the colors of the rainbow in this one. I don't think I missed any. It's just on my hand. That's where it's coming from. Good around your edge. All right, now before we start putting on our decals for the hearts, we're going to get one coat of resin on here. And it should go on super easy because it's nice and flat. There's no need to seal anything in because the glue is holding it all down. So let's go do that over there. Okay, let's get ready to put the resin on. So I use my Fast Set by Counterculture DIY. I love this stuff. It is great for tumblers. I mixed up 20 milliliters, which is more than enough for a 30-ounce cup. Not all resins are the same. You just can't use any resin on a tumbler, so keep that in mind if you're new to tumblers. Make sure you get one that's good for tumblers. If you don't have, or if you don't want to buy this brand, definitely do your research on which brands are good, because casting resins are probably not going to work. I've tried mine before and they don't work. And I know a lot of people I've seen on Facebook new to tumblers, and they're just normal everyday casting resin. It's not made for tumblers. So if you're having problems, fish eyes, or whatever the problems you're having with a casting resin, that's probably what it is. So get yourself a good tumbler resin. Now this one is a bit more expensive, but it dries so quickly, and you can basically, if you're home all day, you could basically get an entire tumbler done in one day. That's this Fast Set. Now, if I don't need it Fast Set, I do use another one. And if I'm not worried about, timing on it, or I'm doing it late at night and it's just going to spin all night, I have another one that's a little less expensive that I use on tumblers. But typically this is the one I'm always using. So get it laid down real nice and flat. I'm only going to do one coat to keep this glitter in, and then we'll start the peekaboo, which is the fun part. It already looks pretty, so I still have probably 7.5 milliliters left. So you just want a thin coat. You don't need a thick coat. You don't want it dripping off your tumbler, and then you're just going to take your torch or your heat gun and pop the bubbles. I know you can't see them, but I know they are in there. You can't see them because of the glitter, but I know they are in there. All right, I will come back to this in probably an hour, maybe 2, depending on what I'm doing at my house, and we'll get some decals put on here. It is done. It is looking good. I feel a little bump here on the edge, but that's really not a big deal. You can like clean your rim after every layer if you want to. I usually don't, but since I feel that bump there, I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. So now we're at the stage where we're gonna cover up the portions that will be peeking from behind the spray paint. So as I was standing here thinking, I like the glitter. I don't want to cover it all the way up. So I'm going to use some painter's tape, and I'm going to cover the top and the bottom. That'll give me a little bit of extra glitter on my cup here, along with the hearts. So I'm just going to, this will all get pulled off in just a couple minutes. So get whatever decal that you want in place right now. Or tape, or whatever you're going to use that you could pull right off. So I'm just going to do my top rim. I'm going to do my bottom rim. Actually, I'm going to do the whole bottom. Okay, so yeah, oh, I'm missing one spot there. I'm just covering up everything I don't want the spray paint to get onto when I'm spray painting it. Okay, so that's good there. Now let's just place all my hearts here. I did an offset of the hearts that I'm going to use later, but I think I'm going to have to reprint them because I didn't really want purple. I'm not sure. If I like the purple on it, I'll use them. If not, I'm going to reprint them in another color. So I'm just going to take, so this heart fits into this offset. So when you use your Cricut, make sure you do an offset. So when I peel this off, I can outline that portion around the glitter. You know what I mean? You'll get it. You'll get it when you see it, especially if you're new to tumblers. So I'm just going to randomly put these all over. Use the cheapest vinyl that you have. You don't want to use an expensive vinyl because you're just placing it for a couple of minutes. So I'm just going to get these placed all over. Okay, well that was a good amount. I cut out 10 of them. Each one was different. So now I'm just going to take this outside. I'm going to spray paint over everything and let it dry, and then we will continue on. All right, it is dry. I'm just going to take this off of the turner. Now, one thing I did forget to tell you is to sand down your surface before you put your vinyl on, because I forgot to do that. And there were a few pieces here, so my sanding or my spray paint is not the best job, because I did have to go through and knock down a couple little pieces and then respray paint over it. So now we're at the stage we're just going to remove all the vinyl and start putting some resin on. Expose all these parts of the glitter. I'll probably put washi tape along those seams like I always do. So I'm just going to take my weeding tool carefully so I don't scratch the spray paint around it. And I'm just going to take off all these hearts. See how that looks? Isn't that adorable? And I'm going to put some sparkle on the outside too. I don't want just a plain pink. You know I don't do plain. I'm not a plain type of person. So pick any background color you want. It doesn't have to be pink. It doesn't even have to be hearts. It could be any design. I have to fix my stupid glove. Oh, I can't grab it. I guess I don't need gloves for this point, but actually I'm taking it off. All right, now that that's done, I am going to put a coat of my urethane sealer on it, the whole thing, just because I have different surfaces and I don't want to chance any fish eyes. So I'm just going to basically rub it all over, top, bottom, edges. And it doesn't take much. You'll be able to spread it pretty good because it's really watery. This is not toxic, so you don't even need a glove to do it, but once this is dry in about 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and put some more resin on here. And then I will come back after that step is done, since you've already seen me put resin on. And we'll get some washi tape on. I will be putting glitter in. I'm not sure which glitter yet. Just to glitter up that plain pink. All right, I think that's good. I will see you when the resin is cured. Okay, it is done. It's covered, and I did put a little bit of my alcohol ink sparkle in that I use on tumblers. I don't know if you could see it very well, but it's in there. I might put a little more on another layer. Now, this is the time to put these on. However, I'm gonna have to pass because one, it's my cheapest vinyl and it's not working. And 2, I chose 10 completely different hearts to put on here, and matching them up, I tried to do it off camera. Matching them up is almost impossible without ruining the actual vinyl. So they're getting like pulled off and put on and pulled off. So I'm just gonna scrap that idea. It would have worked. I've done it in the past, but in the past I used the exact same shape all over the cup, so there was no guessing on which one it went to. So I'm gonna pass on that, but I am gonna put this washi tape on the top and the bottom. So there's really no front or back on this one because there's no like fabric or vinyl seam. So I'm just gonna pick a spot and start putting it around. And then all I gotta do is cover it with about 2 more coats of resin on this one. And it will be done. So I will do this and then I will get you, well, I'll give you a little fast forwarding of the resin just in case you want to see that. And I'll probably put a little more sparkle in the alcohol ink, not sure. And then we will clean it up, get the spray paint out of the inside, scrape along the top again, and it will be ready to use until the next season when I have to make another one for something else. Eventually I'll have one for every season. All right, that's done. I will probably put, actually I will. I'm going to put a little bit of that urethane sealer on the washi tape so it doesn't lift up on me. And then I will get some resin on it once it's dried. Otherwise, it looks really good. There's a rogue piece of, oh, it was on the outside. So I'm going to get this covered, wash down with a little alcohol, urethane it, and then I'll show you some resin. It is done, you guys. I love it. I don't know if you could see the sparkle. I put 2 different kinds in. I put a Bria Reese glitter, alcohol glitter, and my Marabou rainbow, and that's like the shimmer and the pink. So it is nice and smooth. It's beautiful. I didn't put my sticker on the bottom because I know how to take care of them. So now to finish it off, we're just going to trim off the extra resin on the top and the rim. Sometimes it drips in. So just get that nice and clean, and then take some acetone and clean out the whole inside of it. Get any like over spray paint that got in there while I was spray painting it. And I was thinking about the lid because usually on my tumblers that I keep, I always do a specialty lid. I think I'm going to go pick up some like Valentine candy heart thingies. And I think I'm going to UV resin them to my lid for this one. I know I didn't show you my antler, my camo. If you guys watched my pink camo one the other day, I think it was the last one that I actually did. I ended up getting some fake antlers that were really small, and I put a antler lid on that one. So I think I will be doing this one somehow to go with the theme of Valentine's Day. So I'm just going to wash it out. I'm sure there's pink paint on the inside. And that will be it for today. I hope you learned the peekaboo method. It's pretty simple. There are 4 layers of resin on this, 2 before the washi tape and 2 after. So if you need more than that, you can certainly do more than that if you're having a hard time and you need to sand it down between. But this one went on really good, nice and smooth. I didn't have to sand it at all, not one time, which is unusual. So that turned out good. Thank you guys for coming in. Stay tuned for those last pictures, y'all. You have a blessed day. See ya tomorrow. Bye.